Your life is too important to be dictated by beliefs that don't serve you. So today we'll learn how to avoid the toxic impact of self-limiting beliefs. You see, your mind is an intricate landscape, full of hidden valleys and secret corners. And in these hidden places, your self-limiting beliefs often reside. These beliefs become such an integral part of you that you often don't even realize they exist. They're like the background music in a movie. You're so absorbed in the action that you momentarily forget that the music is even playing. Yet these beliefs hold a powerful influence on your actions, continuously shaping and dictating the course of your life. But what exactly are self-limiting beliefs? They're those sneaky little thoughts that worm their way into our minds and whisper things like, "I'm not good enough," "I'm never going to be happy," or "Nothing ever works out for me." Have you ever told yourself you're always going to be terrible? For example, at public speaking. If you think you're bad at public speaking, you will avoid it at all costs, never practicing and never improving. If you believe you're not cut out for your job, you might not put in your best effort, or worse, quit something you really love. If you believe that all the good ones are taken, you might end up settling for less in relationships, which can lead you to endure relationships with toxic individuals, potentially resulting in negative experiences and trauma in your life. As you can see, this is a vicious cycle that keeps feeding on itself, and it goes like this. Your beliefs impact your actions, which in turn shape your experiences, and these experiences further reinforce your current beliefs. And before you know it, you're stuck in a self-sustaining cycle that is very hard to break. It's like being stuck in quicksand. The more you struggle in it, the more you sink. And if you feed into these negative thoughts, they will gain power over you, pulling you deeper into that pit of self-doubt and self-sabotage. But just like quicksand, the key to escaping from this cycle isn't about struggling harder. It's about changing your approach. And the first step to changing your beliefs is to identify them. So now, we will explore 3 strategies to identify and change your beliefs. The third one is especially crucial and super effective, so make sure you stick around until the end. Now, the first strategy is all about noticing your patterns. You see, our beliefs often manifest as patterns in our lives. And I'm not just talking about your 8 morning coffees or your evening Netflix binge. I'm talking about the repetitive behaviors and reactions that weave their way through your life. These patterns can be subtle, but they are there, shaping your experiences, influencing your choices. Maybe you've noticed that you always tend to procrastinate on big projects. You put them off until the very last minute, causing you a great deal of stress. If you constantly struggle with time management, you might have beliefs like, "I am always busy," or "there's never enough time." You might also identify patterns of self-sabotage in your relationships. A common self-limiting belief people often have is around their worthiness of love or trust in others. If you believe you're not worthy of love, you might unconsciously make choices that reflect this. For example, you might see the best in a person because you're happy that someone is interested in you. However, as the relationship progresses, you may begin to doubt their affection or intentions. This doubt could lead you to start obsessively finding faults in the other person, sometimes magnifying minor issues. This kind of fixation may stem from an underlying belief like, "People always let me down." By concentrating on flaws, you're mentally preparing yourself for the moment they fail you. You might even push the person away, perhaps as a way to avoid the anticipated pain of rejection or disappointment that your false belief tells you is inevitable. You see, when you're trapped in these patterns, it becomes difficult for relationships to evolve and flourish. Growth requires openness, trust, and the belief that things can improve. However, if you're stuck in the cycle of fault-finding and self-sabotage, it leaves little room for positive change. But remember, recognizing these patterns is not about blaming yourself for them. It's about noticing them and understanding them. So always keep in mind that the key here is to approach this with curiosity, not judgment. The second strategy you can use to identify your beliefs is to pay attention to your feelings. Beliefs and emotions are closely interlinked. So when these emotions, particularly negative ones, are overwhelmingly strong, they're often signaling the presence of self-limiting beliefs. Let's take an example. Say you've been offered a big promotion at work. You should be excited, right? But instead you feel a knot in your stomach. You're anxious, nervous, and scared. But why? Consider these feelings like your personal alarm system, nudging you to explore further. If you pay attention to these signals, you may uncover beliefs you weren't consciously aware of, such as a sense of inadequacy or fear of failure. The key here lies in not ignoring these emotions or brushing them under the carpet, but in embracing them, understanding them, and then using that knowledge to identify these hidden beliefs that might be holding you back. Remember, every strong emotion offers you a chance for introspection and improvement. The third and last strategy I want to talk about, and one that is really powerful, is journaling. Writing your thoughts down with a pen and paper is all you need to do when journaling. By putting your thoughts and experiences into words, you gain more clarity and a deeper understanding of yourself. It allows you to explore your emotions, thoughts, and motivations, leading you to the answers and solutions you are looking for. Remarkable minds like Leonardo da Vinci, Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, and many others all kept personal notes. These exceptional people, each in their own way, knew the power of recording their thoughts, reflecting on their ideas, and yes, identifying their self-limiting beliefs. As you can see, writing in a journal isn't just a habit of successful people. It's a way for them to be successful. So here's a little exercise for you. At the end of your day, take 15 minutes to reflect on your experiences and write down the thoughts that popped into your head during challenging moments. If 15 minutes seems too difficult, start with 5. Just start somewhere, preferably at the same time each day that you know you won't be disturbed. You can use specific prompts in the form of statements or questions to trigger reflection and improve your effectiveness during your writing. For example, you might ask yourself, "What am I most afraid of?" This could lead you to an answer like, "I'm afraid to take action because I fear failure." You can keep the conversation with yourself flowing and ask more questions. So why do I fear failure? I fear failure because if I fail, I will be perceived as something less than perfect. But why am I afraid of being perceived as less than perfect? I am afraid of being perceived as less than perfect because my parents always held me to such high standards and expected perfection. And now I've internalized that to the point where I'm afraid to take any action that might lead to an outcome that disappoints them or anyone else. As you can see, this is just a simple example of using prompts in the form of questions, an exercise that you can use to discover more about the origins of your beliefs. You can ask whatever feels relevant to your situation. For example, when is patience most needed in my life? How am I feeling about myself in this moment? Is there anything in my life that I'm struggling to accept? Or, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? And so on. When you respond to a prompt, you're not just answering a question. You're embarking on a journey that takes you beneath the surface of your conscious mind and into the depths of your subconscious mind. Now, as you dive into this introspective journey, you might start to sense some hesitation or resistance. That's because it's not always easy to peel back the layers of our thoughts. After all, it takes real bravery to explore the unknown corners of our minds. But remember, that's exactly what we're here for. Because every step, every revelation, brings us closer to the life we all aspire to live. It can be challenging, but it's also incredibly rewarding. If you imagine a life where self-limiting beliefs no longer hold you back, and if you found value in watching this video, please consider hitting the like button to help grow our community and keep this valuable content coming your way. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so we can embark on this adventure together. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.